Georgia, oh Georgia.
Take the next left onto Georgia 22 West. Continue on Georgia 22 West for 3 miles.
Georgia, oh Georgia. Let's party in Georgia. How you doing? I got this adaptive screen thing on, so I can't see the screen that good. Screen for shit. I set this to adaptive lighting and it made the screen dark. Georgia, oh Georgia, let's party in Georgia. I'm making a dry run to the helicopter place.
In half a mile, turn right onto the I-20 West ramp.
Daffodils. Georgia, Georgia on my mind. I got Georgia on my mind. Hey Blue, how you doing? I'm going to a dry run on the helicopter place. Georgia on my mind. Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can get some change. Those brothers all got platinum teeth. They got platinum teeth. I said, hey brothers, you want your ass kicked in some basketball for money? He said they haven't played in a while. That's right, man. I'm going to educate them. They're from Oxford, Mississippi. Platinum teeth. I'm going to get some of those. Why not? I said, that's what, man, homie.
Turn right onto the I-20 West ramp.
Just be kicking it, know what I'm saying?
In a quarter mile, merge onto I-20 West.
Yeah, I am, man. I-20 West. Nice day today. I'd rather it be overcast and cloudy than sunny. Makes me kick it with my homies. Makes me kick it with my homies. I can see the screen better now. Hey LA, how you doing? Yeah, man, I'll fuck these guys up in the game 1-1. Yeah. Wildwood. Wildwood where? Florida? Or New Jersey? Oh, New Jersey, alright. Yeah, it's cool. Oh, wow, it's cool. I got my GoPro. I got my good camera today. Ready to party. I mean, you have good ones, but if you went back to that very same time, and all that wasn't, you'd be kicking it, you know what I'm saying? Check the batteries on all of them. I'm just gonna leave it out there till the hams are gone. It's kind of weird. I guess I left them too many hot dogs. But the hot dogs have a scent in them they put, and that's part of the reason why I do it. Plus it keeps them roaming around, staying around there. People email me, ask me why I use hams. Well, I'll tell you why, because if I don't, they'll just grab whatever it is and take it off into the woods. You have 3 seconds of video of them dragging whatever it is you put out there. Where those hams are heavy, and I put them on those stakes, and they got to tug at them and pull at them. And that's why I put it. Those cost me a little bit yesterday. I got them at Walmart. You know what I'd like to know? Anybody know the answer to this? Hams, they all look the same through the clear wrapper. I try and buy them when they're expired. You know, a couple of days they can't sell them as fresh. And I $1.33 a pound. But I just wonder what the difference is between like a $5 a pound ham and a $1.63 a pound ham. Because ham is a fatty, not exactly quality cut of meat, which is why it's procured the way it is and served the way it is and salted and all that kind of stuff. So I don't really understand how there can be that much difference in price unless they're just pigs that like they found dead and just said, let's sell some cheap hams. Does anybody know the answer to that? Hey Brooks, hey Smashy. Those animal videos, you know, they take me about 35 hours to upload a 45-minute one. Well, not quite that long. An hour and a half one takes, well, yeah, I guess it does, about 45 hours to upload because I got a slow connection. But that's going to change pretty soon. Yeah, they like it. I'm surprised. I see something took a couple strips of ham off one of them, but not that much. So I checked the batteries, and I'm just gonna, I got a lot of ham to eat tonight. You know, I was really hoping for coyotes or bobcats, but it didn't happen. It's funny, when I put corn out in another place, the coyotes were out there hanging around. I didn't see them eating any corn, but that's why, as I said, I put the hot dogs down, and I thought I'd get a coyote, but I haven't seen a bobcat. They're pretty few and far between, but I was hoping. So something ate 24 hot dogs, probably the possums and raccoons. Could have been the fox. They like hot dogs, but the night that I put the chickens up, which is that last video you saw today, the chicken wasn't as much of a success. You don't know if it's what you put out there or just a night where they were full from the day before. Hey, Brooks. Yeah, I don't really get it on hams, you know, because I guess maybe I should look it up. I'm sure there's got to be. It's got to be wherever the ham section is. You know what I mean? And I bet you there's just some that are more fatty than others, even though it's still ham. It's got to be it. No, the chicken was not cooked. You think that matters? You know, they're eating stuff all the time that's not cooked. Yeah, I know the spiral hams. Those are expensive. You know, they honey glaze them and all that crap. I'm not a ham liker. Once in a while, I'll get a Egg McMuffin, but that's about it. Or eat a piece of ham and a bean soup, which I get once a year. But for the most part, you can have ham. Yeah, that wasn't a very big hit, though. All the hot dogs were gone. So, I wasn't going to do any more animal videos. Honestly, I mean, you know how it is. You like doing it. It's fun, but those take a lot of time to do. I go through all those clips so you don't have... There are empty clips where nothing. I weed those all out. And, you know, by the time I piece them together, yeah, it's expensive. Yep, I don't really like ham that much. I don't really like pork all that much, to tell you the truth. I didn't really like those ribs yesterday. You know, for the last probably 4 months, I spent a whole month thinking about doing brisket and barbecue ribs. I like the science behind it, to be honest with you. I know it's a lot of saturated fat. You shouldn't eat that much. I've never eaten so much red meat till I got down here. And I like, how you prep it and where you get the meat and blah, blah, blah. So anyway, that place I ate ribs yesterday, it's a popular place. I just really don't care for the ribs. And I was talking to the owner when I left, and I wanted to know the difference between his and some other places I get them. And sure as shit, he's using a pellet smoker with oak. You do not get the same flavor with pellets. I don't care what they say. Pellets, it's a different flavor. Yeah, all the animals are fat as hell around there. Yeah, the possums, that's the biggest possum I've ever seen, that one big one. There was an old one around the summer, but I haven't seen him. Must have died, had an eye problem. He used to be on the back porch. I'll tell you what's surprising to me, and that is how the distances they covered and how good they can smell. I didn't put a lot of the crow clips on there because it's just kind of boring, but crows are big meat eaters too. No, they were cooked, but they don't put any sauce on them. It's just the way they do them there. Yeah, I just didn't really care for them. I like a spare rib, beef spare rib, but they're hard to get any places. Hard to get places. Yeah, and you see that one raccoon had half of his tail missing. Yeah, I saw that on his leg, yep. Did you see that turkey vulture pulling the other one by his wing? Well, my car is fixed. I got that thermostat replaced and a new cap for my radiator. Running like a top. So I'll do this last one. I get bored, I like setting up the cameras and getting the hams. I get bored. I wasn't going to do any more, but shit, I was like out driving around yesterday, and I thought, well, I wouldn't have eaten barbecue there, to be honest with you. But what happened is we got a to-go order. Marty's wife was in town one time, and they overcharged us, and I had a $30 credit, so I just used some of it. I don't care for anything there, to be honest with you. I don't like the chicken, I don't like the ribs, and I don't like the brisket that great. I just wanted to use up that. And sure as shit, they were supposed to have a gift certificate, a gift card for me, and I get there, I got a waitress. She doesn't know shit. She's gonna ask somebody. Doesn't do anything. So I'm eating, never get a refill on my water, and I see her walking across the street, getting in her car and leaving. So I finally said to the lady, "Is that my waitress?" She said, "Yeah." I said, "Do you need something?" It's like, "Yeah, I do." She's asking about this credit I was supposed to get. And a girl came over and I told her. She said, "I'll just give you $30. It's like, "No, just give me 27. That's okay. You guys got high food costs anyway." So I used it, but I just didn't want to go through the hassle of the gift card not being there. And sure as shit, it wasn't there. It's called G Brand. G is letter G, and then Brand, B-R-A-N-D. It's in Crawford, Georgia. I decided a long time ago that unless it's off the charts crazy, I don't give negative reviews on restaurants. Because no matter what, it's subjective. And they've got good ratings, so just because I don't like it doesn't mean that it isn't good. And in this competitive day and age with all these bitchers and complainers, I just don't want to have a permanent comment that somebody may not eat there because of what I had to say. So I don't put it in there. I just leave nice ones, or I don't leave any at all, unless it's really crazy. Yeah, G Brand, yep. No, she was just a young teenager, not doing shit. Just terrible. The owner's a super nice guy, But I I'll probably never eat there again, to tell you the truth. The best, it's funny, I never even liked brisket until I came down here, but that place I get brisket, like I got the other day at the Tickled Pig in Madison, that is good brisket. I don't really like their ribs though, and I don't like their chicken. It's crazy. I've learned that it's almost impossible. The way I like chicken is grilled. Like you go to a church festival and they got big iron grates and they're cooking it on charcoal with a few wood chips sprinkled in. They flip it over in a rack. I like that. I don't really like smoked chicken. It dries the hell out of it. Unless you put a ton of sauce on it, it sucks. There's a place called Zim Skillet, Z-I-M Skillet, in Newborn, N-E-W-B-O-R-N, Georgia. They have good food too. Their brisket's good, and they have rib tips that are killer. I've never had their ribs. I gotta quit eating so much of that shit. Good. There's a famous place in Nashville or Memphis. I forget the name. If you look it up, it's like barbecue. They get $54 a pound for brisket. They're out of their minds. And people are paying it. I was surprised talking to this guy yesterday. He was telling me about the price of brisket went up, and he trims about, on a 10-pound brisket, about 4 pounds of fat off, which I didn't say anything, but I think he's getting hosed. I'd be talking to my purveyor. I mean, it is a fatty cut of meat, and say, hey, the meat weighs more than the fat, but that's a lot of fat when you're paying by the pound. And I'm convinced in all the reading I've done, it's more expensive, and you're not going to get it in a restaurant usually, that grass-fed's the way to go. Grass-fed, organic, believe it or not. Yeah, 4 pounds of fat in a 10-pound piece, yeah. He said ribeye got so high for a while there he quit selling it. Yeah. And baby back ribs, I don't know if you know this or not, but are leaner. They're up higher. And that's why when you go in places, if you see places, you said they didn't look cooked, but honestly, I got to give them credit for that. That's a sign of a good barbecue place, because you can really cover some crap ribs with sauce, and they let you put your sauce on when it gets to the table. That's really the way to do it. Putting sauce on as you cook it really is not the way to go. Yeah, I'm not big on the sides either. I'm not too big on the sides. Like, I got a pound of brisket the other day when I went to Tickled Pig. Ate about a little over a half pound. Gave a couple of slabs to Daisy. I didn't bring Daisy today because Marty's going to be back around 2 o'clock. I could bring her, but I always think, like, if I have to go where I can't see her, and, I'm down in Atlanta, it's like I'd rather leave her home. She wanted to go really bad. I felt bad, but she'll play around with Marty when he gets home. Yeah, I was thinking of that Murdaugh trial. He's going to never see the light of day. I was thinking of that driving earlier. People, they're never going to admit this to you, but, Murdaugh's a real prick. A real guy that's easy to dislike. And jurors vote by emotion. It happens all the time. Ignore the facts. Blow off what witnesses had to say. Discount crime scene evidence. I've learned through these crime shows that if you're a philanderer and you're fucking around on your wife and your girlfriends didn't like you, you're pretty much toast. Don't give a fuck what evidence they have or don't have. And this Murdaugh with this maid coming up and his son, I bet you money they've already decided what they're going to do with this guy. And you only get so many preemptive strikes. You can only get so many potential jurors off. They were thinking about putting him on the stand, which is usually disastrous. He's never going to see the light of day. His life is over. And he's never going to get bail or bond out. What a scumbag. Stealing too. Killing his own wife, son. Oh, they didn't, huh? Yeah, he's fucked, man. I'd be interested. I'd like to see a short bio on the jurors. Yeah, the dumber the better in this case. But I don't think he stands a chance. I'll tell you some YouTube videos that are fun to watch. Is these guys impersonating police officers. I was looking at a thing too. They nailed some. I was looking at sex offenders where I used to live, and see if I knew my high school classmates. And I saw kind of an attractive woman. She's 48 now. She got fired as a teacher. They caught her drinking beer with a 15-year-old in Belleville, where I used to go to that Captain Nemo's. Anyway, you know, you can click on links after you read that. And they said last year, 356 teachers were prosecuted for having sex with kids 15 and under. I mean, that's scary. I mean, is that Murdoch, does he have his own attorney, or did he get a court-appointed attorney? Because I got an idea he's probably broke. Hey Conan, how you been doing lately? Yeah, you know, I agree with you on that. What I think happens, though, what I think happens is these teachers are mentally ill, and a lot of them are like barely average looking, and they never got that much action with men. And then they get to school, and you know, even though the kid was 15, he could have been 6'2", 240 pounds, looked like a GQ model. They don't tell you that part. It doesn't matter because he's still 15. And I don't think they ever got attention like that. Like that one lady. By the way, remember when that older lady had sex with that 12-year-old? She was a teacher. He was like Filipino or something, and they ended up getting married after she got out of prison. I didn't realize it. She died of colorectal cancer in 2021. But I think that's what happens. And in their own twisted way, they think they're in love, and that's like an emotion that can't be matched, and you just start doing stupid shit. They just, and they're nuts, because how do you do that? That's why I think it's got to be just some overwhelming impulse that you can't control, because everybody knows what kind of trouble you're going to get in, and that it's wrong, but you do it anyway. Yeah, the ones that had the baby had 2 babies, actually. And he just had a 3rd one with somebody else. Yeah, they got divorced, yep. I know I had a couple teachers I'd love to put the wood to. That'd have been great. I mean, that's fun to joke about, but I think that it's super wrong. I mean, they definitely got a major screw loose. I still wish it had happened to me. When she died, she was 61 or 62. Boy, time flies, doesn't it? I thought she was kind of cute when that whole thing came unglued. Oh, good. Good for you. Is it spring there, Conan? I had a couple cute teachers too, really cute. Yeah, it's crazy. You just can't do shit like that. I dated a couple teachers too that are fucking fruitcakes. Can't believe they were teaching anybody anything. You'd be surprised at people I've talked to, women, over the years, that had sex with teachers. There was a guy in my high school, actually. They won the state high school football championship. This guy walked on water as far as the public was concerned. And my mother was on the council, so I knew a lot of the cops, and I wanted to be a cop. And it's a small town. Anyway, long story short, he got nailed for that, sleeping with a 13-year-old. And believe it or not, I knew the detective working on the case, and he showed me a whole shoebox of love letters that he'd written. And he told me that he was 100% convinced that he had totally fallen in love with this underage girl, and it was going to happen, and wherever the chips had fallen, he was happy with that. And he didn't even go to jail. You can believe it. They did sue, though, and there was some kind of settlement. And obviously, he couldn't be a teacher any longer. I don't even think he ended up on the sex offender list back then. This would have been like 73, 74, something like that. And was a carpenter the rest of his life. Oh, no, glad you had a good time, Conan. Nice break for you. I'm gonna get I've been cutting down on my coffee. I looked up on the internet. It said the best day to go to Atlanta is Thursdays and Sundays. I'm gonna find out. I'm doing a dry run at that. They got that big helicopter convention. I'd like to come in and I'd like to get. There's 2 days the helicopters fly in, which I would really like to video them landing, but I don't know if they're going to tell. Parking is weird. I don't know if you could keep asking them and be able to sit somewhere and just film them as they came in. Going down there. Maybe that I'll skip the helicopters coming in and just go to the convention one day. Night. Fuck that. And even the ones within tons of traffic range are like 190. I mean, if Blue Malibu was going with me, I'd spring for the $500 a night with no problem. Honeymoon suite with a jacuzzi. But just by myself, so I want to see what it looks like down here. Blue, you want to come out? We'll get the honeymoon suite. We'll dust off our hormones. Do some calisthenics. I won't come on too strong. I promise you that I will not think, because of the age we are, that it should be any different when you were just a young girl with no experience. I will treat you with dignity and respect right up until we get into the hot tub.
In a quarter mile, turn right onto Edenton Road.
Georgia, on my mind, Georgia.
Turn right onto Edenton Road.
Let's party in Georgia. Let's party in Georgia tonight.
In half a mile, make a U-turn.
Shut up. Georgia, let's smoke some reefer. I think they fired a lot of people here. The manager got fired. And there was a girl here, real cute young white girl, had a black boyfriend. Nice guy. I don't see her anymore either.
Thank you. Starbucks are doing it.
Good. Hi. Can I get a venti caramel latte?
Yes, they're gonna be hot or iced.
Hot, skim milk, extra hot, please.
Anything else I can get for you?
That'll do it. Thank you.
No, probably go for upper.
Georgia? This kid waited on me the other day. Oh, Georgia. Let's smoke some reefer with the brothers in Georgia. These Starbucks don't do shit down here. How you doing? There you go. Put $1 tip on there, will you?
All right, yes, sir.
Thank you.
Would you like your receipt, Dave?
No. Want to stay green, no paper.
Yes, sir. There you go.
Thank you.
No problem. No,
Hey, is that one girl still working here? Kind of slim, had a black boyfriend, real friendly.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Oh, okay, probably not then.
I don't think so.
I know Sean's gone, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I like that girl too. She seemed wild as hell. Boyfriend was a good guy too. Georgia, let's smoke some reefer in Georgia. Hampton Inn. Yeah, I'll pull over here for a second. We'll party, take a little break. There's a couple lesbians working here too. I like them too. Fuck yeah. I can't wait to get this building finished, man. It's slow going. Just takes that forever, man. These fucking people down here. Yeah, this coffee shop. I like these people here, you kind of get to know them. I don't know if it's getting older or what, but I'm backing off on that a little bit. I'm starting to go to places where people don't know me. I want to go in there. I don't have any good places to just sit and read, watch planes land, boats go by, nothing. These stupid new Starbucks, they don't have any counter where you can sit and look out the window by yourself. It's all this stupid table like you'd have at your home. I mean, it sucks. Even Hilton Head. I watched a couple videos on Hilton Head last night. There was a couple guys. They made videos and they thought exactly like I did. Overrated up the ass. And it never really occurred to me. I never really paid too much attention to it. But there's no downtown.
There you go, sir.
Have a good day.
No problem. You have a great one.
You too. Have a great day. If I ever own a coffee shop, I'm not telling anybody that. It sounds like condescending. Who the fuck has great days? Does anybody know? How do you have a great day? That's my half full attitude. I'm just gonna sit here, bring back the old days. Georgia! I got my GoPro. I got my good camera too. No, that's supposed to come Monday. Everything keeps getting. I got the well, and the fuck else? The well and temporary electric, some other fucking thing. No, I didn't. Yeah, I love that Tim Hortons. I still keep in touch with those owners. They're from Canada. I'll have them down. They can come down and visit. I quit going in there for a long time. I don't want to say anything negative about them. You know, I guess it's called maturing. As I get older, like I'm learning to keep my mouth shut more. There's going to be things about places and people you don't like. Just keep your damn mouth shut. So I'll keep my mouth shut. Yeah, you know, my sister was the first single female owner of McDonald's. Yeah, they've kind of gotten away with that. A lot of places have side ordinances. I never even realized there was a Red Roof in here. That's a suite. Almost all of those are owned by the company. You talk about a company heading south. You want to talk about a company really that does well, that has the knock on the market? U-Haul. They have no competition, really. I mean, there is some, but not that much. That is a well-run organization, U-Haul. They got everybody working for fucking nothing. You're buying top-notch commercial property, and they're making it look like you're going to subsidize your high expenses with these contracts and only take 10 minutes to fill out. What a bunch of bullshit. There's no money in them. Yeah, they were cool people. I think this would have been my 12th year in West Branch. Moved in there in the spring. Man, time flies. I was looking up some old girlfriends last night. I looked up some old girlfriends on their Facebook, and I thought, my God, I wouldn't even let them blow me now. They probably think the same thing about me. Age is so unfulfilling and unflattering and boring. It sucks. No wonder people get depressed as they get old. Soup stains on your tie. I mean, it really sucks. I try to just think of something else other than getting older. It sucks so fucking bad. I mean, it really sucks. I was thinking laying in bed last night after I watched about an hour of Pornhub. I really miss... I know what it is. I've talked about this. It's human growth hormone. That's what it is. That's what puts you on the couch and you watch birds and shit instead of just spontaneously take off on an impromptu trip. People think I do a lot, man. I don't do it. I had a great life with regard to just fucking off, and I did. But I've realized as I've gotten older that all this bullshit in the rearview mirror doesn't mean shit. If I had the greatest life in the world, it's behind me now. And if the future is any reflection on the history, and the history is behind you, and if you look at the last 3 or 4 or 5 years, it's so boring. God, is it boring? So I was thinking maybe I'll just start another detective agency. Name it Atlanta something, and really get into investigations big time. Man, I was at the top of my game 2 times, in Detroit, in Chicago. It's in the paper all the time. You can look it up. One of my famous cases, a judge sued me, Ravery versus Reed, Ravary. I had it so made. There's a good feeling about being successful and people contacting you and saying they hope you have time to do some work for them. It's fuck yeah. And I did it in Chicago, and I did it in Detroit. Florida was so-so. And when I went back to Michigan, I marketed. All the people that I knew that I had contacts with were retired or going to retire or weren't in charge of giving out assignments. And I tried my ass off for 2 years living up, and I didn't get a fucking case. I mean, I did 5 cases in 12 years. I just said, fuck it. I didn't renew my website, nothing. So it hasn't been great all the time. And like anything else, I don't think those good days may necessarily be around any longer. Yeah. Oh, Sharon, yeah, you could work for me, Sharon. Yeah. You could work for me. We could just party. I mean, I joke about partying. You know, I haven't had a drink in about a week, and I'm feeling a lot better. I wasn't even like drinking that much. What I'm thinking, I don't know this for sure. First of all, I'm drinking a lot more water. And I'm thinking that maybe, you know, you drink a glass, like you're wondering why you're not feeling better. I think it could take like days of drinking as much water as you should. That's my first guess. My second guess is, you know, I take that blood pressure pill before I go to bed. And I'm thinking maybe that fucking thing just didn't mix with my liver and a couple shots of fine Scotch whiskey. And I can't connect the dots for sure. It wasn't like I drank a couple Dragon's Milks or I had a couple shots and thought, oh man, I'm not feeling good. It wasn't like that. It was just waking up the next day and not feeling that great. So I quit everything again. Slowly, like, I even quit coffee for another week, and then I went up to, I drink one coffee a day. Now this is rare, but I was a little tired last night. And I quit taking that PM Advil too. That shit it's got a long half-life, and even though I've only taken one, I'm groggy in the morning. Kind of groggy. And I think that's what it's from. Like today I feel groggy. That's why I got the full-blown one coffee today, a large, which I haven't done in about 10 days. So if I feel like shit tomorrow, then I'm going to cut out those coffees too. Party and solve cases. No, that can happen, LA. Yeah, off meds and never felt worse. Yeah, that can happen. I got a book. I just read through a couple pages last night. Somatic, the mind-body connection. I get into the preface, the first page, you know, where they're summarizing what the book's about. They talk about mental illness, and I'm thinking, fuck, I'm never going to get to the bottom of this. Mental illness, man. I might as well quit reading now. Because that sneaky ass shit, that's like taking like a puff of smoke and blowing it in an indoor giant stadium. It just goes all over. You don't know fucking what's what. If it's still there, if it's hot, if it's one part of the building, is it trapped under a seat? They don't know jack shit about how the mind, I mean, they have ideas and theories, just like vitamin D. Somebody posted the other day that vitamin D isn't absorbed that well when you're older, which makes sense because I've read studies where there's people all over in Florida low on vitamin D that are outside all the time. Well, scratch the fucking sun for giving it to you. And I've also taken extra vitamin D. I got my follow-up with this doctor Tuesday. Another chit-chat session. Hey, Frisky. We can do it, Sharon. We'll do it. There's an old lady, 84, up in West Branch. She's a really first-class person. I think I told you about this before. And I know this sounds absolutely terrible. This sounds terrible, but I'm going to tell it to you anyway. You could say, is it possible for you to have good women friends without sex? Yeah, it is. I got lots of examples. Mary, fucking Blue, you know, a lot of people. I mean, and then I think, why is that still in the back of my mind? And then I think, really, the reality of it all is I can remember when I left Florida, which was 98, I had one girlfriend for about a couple months. I dated one time since then, like 9 years ago. Honestly, I just didn't give a fuck about it. But yet I still think that I want to do it sometimes, and I don't know why, because we're looking at 25 years in less than 4 months of two girlfriends that I really didn't give two shits about. So why is this still on my mind? This should be a no-brainer. I should just be buying hams, recording raccoons eating them, and not thinking about this shit. That's why I wish they'd bring back whorehouses, Georgia, which will never happen. Although, I could be wrong because they are legalizing marijuana, it looks like, which I never thought would happen down here. I mean, this is this Bible Belt stuff down here. You know, or just like, I mean, this fucking place would probably give you the fucking electric chair if you got busted in a fucking escort ring. You know, everything's fucking sex trafficking now. So I'm really in kind of a jam. Not that big a jam, though. I can take it or leave it. Oh, you like that, Mark? Oh, thanks. Tons of male friends, no sex. Yeah, I do too, but... yeah, I'd still like to get it, though. I think I would. I guess I wouldn't, though. Oh, big time, yeah, old. Well, you know what I've realized? Like this Murdoch motherfucker. He's like a typical, you know, South Carolina, Georgia fucking phony. I mean, these people try and portray themselves as never having intercourse, and here there's just as many people down here as there are anywhere else. You know, they don't want any topless bars and a church on every corner. Then they watch Pornhub for 4 hours a night. I'm not saying there aren't good Christians that don't do that, but you got human nature, and that's what I'm gonna go with. Behavior. I mean, who's shitting who? Hey, Adventures, how you doing? Amazon quit drug testing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got one more trail cam thing I'm going to put up, and then I'll probably be done with it for a while. You know, I'm just getting the same animals. You know, you get bored. People like it. I just checked the batteries. I got 30 pounds of ham out there. They hardly touched it. But I probably shouldn't have thrown out 24 hot dogs. But I've done it before. But anyway, the trail cams are all up there. I changed them a little bit, you know, the angle. I'll have one more good one for you. I doubt they're going to eat 30 pounds of ham tonight. I got tired of videoing deer. Really, I about had it with raccoons. Seen enough possums. Vultures are cool, but I think I'm going to... I wasn't even going to do last night's, but as I said, I got bored. Yeah, and that may have happened last night. I don't know because I didn't check them. See, what I got to do is I go out there, I look at the hams. You know, how much ham's been eaten. And it doesn't make sense to take the SD cards out when there's still ham there, although you can get away with it in the daytime as long as you put them back by night. But I'd rather just have one last good home run swing. And when those hams are gone, I'll pull the cards. But there's going to be a shit ton of video on there when those hams are good. It takes fucking forever. So I take the video cards up. I mean, I have like 50 gigs of video on each card. It's huge. So I take the videos, I copy and paste them. You know what I realized too? Nobody's brought this up and I'm surprised. For some reason, when I copy and paste files, I start at the bottom and go to the top as you highlight it before you paste. And I realized that in those videos, it doesn't matter. I don't think you're just watching animals and who cares what's what. But if you noticed on the videos that I've done, I realized that because I cut and paste in an upward swipe, that you're seeing the videos in reverse. You're seeing the ham basically gone, and then by the end of watching the whole video, the ham's there again. So I'm gonna cut and paste from the top down, and at least you see them in order. Not that that really matters. And see the difference. Now put one last one together, and hopefully it'll be a good one, you know. I find it interesting. I watch those videos from beginning to end myself because I like animals, and it's fun to watch them like roaming around. Oh yeah, their vision's unbelievable. Hey, Teresa. Yeah, it's unbelievable, isn't it? The things that have surprised me is number one, uh, that many kinds of different animals will eat together. Number two, I know their vision's great, but I didn't think it was that good. I mean, believe me, where that is at, those cameras, it is pitch dark. And they cannot see infrared at all. You can see the cameras lighting up and flashing. And you're thinking, wow, they don't see any of that. It is pitch dark back there. So for something to be able to, that's their retina that you see, that reflection in in their eyes. And you can see, if you compare their eyes to like human eyes, I mean, I'd love to get an accurate depiction of what their vision looks like at night. All that stuff. But smell's the number one. You see those foxes, how they move their head from left to right real low, swinging it like in a big U. And then before you know, it's like their eyes see that meat, and then there they go. But the vision on this stuff at night is way better than I thought it would be. I mean, I knew it was adequate, but I didn't think it was that good. Yeah, it's a surprise, especially like coyotes and deer and stuff. Yeah, so we'll see. It's a party. You never see that, Sharon? Yeah, there are, yep. There's some video if you look at earlier ones. One of them YouTube blocked because of the fucking music on it. There were squirrels eating. The squirrels are big meat eaters. I shouldn't say big. Squirrels will eat meat. But I know Michigan, it was on the endangered species list, the Kirkland warbler. And they set up all sorts of miniature cameras in nests of the Kirkland warblers because they were struggling. They were trying to bring them back. And it was unbelievable how much video they got of red squirrels going in Kirkland warblers' necks and biting the heads off the top of the baby birds. That's because it's high protein. And even the naturalists were surprised how much meat squirrels were eating. Yeah, I'm headed to Atlanta. There's a big helicopter convention coming in March. And I'd like to go there for the 2 days the helicopters fly in. But I don't know if there's going to be any available parking there where it's at. And I don't know how well you can see to where the helicopters are going to be landed. And I'll bet you money, I don't know this for sure, but if you go back there with a camera and you want to, they're going to tell you to get the fuck out of there. I don't know if that's for sure, but I'd like to be able to park, walk over there, and record helicopters landing for a couple of days and not have them be able to tell me to get lost. I mean, if there was an extra fee and I could have paid to be back there, I would have done it. So I'm going to check out what it looks like, and it's bad or the helicopters are going to be too far away from where I'll be able to stand and there's no parking. I'm just going to skip watching the helicopters fly in, and I'm just going to go to 1 day to the convention, the helicopter convention. It's called the Heli Expo. It's the beginning of March. It's a big, world-class event. Crazy money. Oh, he said that? Even during the event? Because if you look on that map that you sent me, it shows parking. It shows parking. Other than the marshalling lot. They're parking lots. Oh, wow, Blue. Oh, that sucks. Well, I'm going to hit the road. I'm going to know in about an hour and a half. Georgia? Oh, just to see the fly-ins. Oh, I'm glad you said that, because I'm going to talk to this BP gas station guy then. See if I can pay him to park there. If you look, there's a BP gas station close.
Take the next right onto Eatonton Road, then turn right onto the ramp to Atlanta. Head north on Eatonton Road toward Hampton
I can't see
Lane.
the screen for shit, so I'm not ignoring you. I just can't see it.
Turn right onto the ramp to Atlanta.
Georgia, on my mind.
In a quarter mile, merge onto I-20 West.
Georgia, on my mind. Purple Heart Highway. That's another big reason I'm going blue is you see that BP gas station on the corner? Hopefully some Indian owns it. I'm gonna say, hey, can I just pay you to park here when these helicopters fly in? That way I can walk over there. It's not any big fucking deal. I mean, I'm willing to pay. I'm willing to pay. I'll tell you, I mean, this is all cool and shit, but I'm telling you, this helicopter thing, it's not that event friendly. It's a pain in the fucking ass. Fuckers don't call you back. You know, it's fucking vague. I mean, who the fuck that's going to a helicopter convention wouldn't want to watch the helicopters land? Right? So why is it such a big fucking deal? You know, they're treating like paying public like you're some fucking terrorist with a rocket launcher. Just a fucking aviation enthusiast who like to see the fucking helicopters land, man. I may go to Hartsfield Airport too. Now they say too, that's another fucking weird one. Hartsfield. You read there, I looked at the Renaissance Hotel, which is expensive. They say it's plane watching. Fuck, it's still too far away. Then they say there's some good parking deck spots. And then I see some people say the cops will chase you out of there. It started to get that way in Detroit. I'll tell you what happened to me one time. I go down there, I'm up on the deck where you can see if they got to be using a certain runway, right? I'm video, and I got this big long fucking lens on it, 400 millimeter lens with a teleextender. And it looks like a fucking bazooka. And you know how people want to be the hero. They want to find a way to call airport police and tell them some guy's up here, even though they know you got a fucking camera. They're gonna call some guy up here with this gun looking like thing. So I figured out of courtesy, I would call them and tell them I'm up here, I got this big lens and paid parking, you know, here's my driver's license. I give them all that shit, you know, out of courtesy. There's a couple other guys up there doing it too. They said, great, get the fuck out of here. You know, it makes passengers feel uneasy. It's like, the way the conversation went, it wasn't like, makes passengers uneasy for fucking what? So I left. And the guys that didn't call, that didn't give him any info, no ID, no license plate, no driver's license, no cell phone number, they stayed and kept taking pictures. Fucking nuts. 63 degrees. But like this damn thing, here I am making a dry run. You should be able to call that place. The phone should be answered. It's like, hi, welcome to Helicopter Expo. How can I help you? It's like, yeah, I'm a, aviation enthusiast. I like videos. I upload to YouTube. I was wondering if I could come down and video the helicopters as they land. Oh, no, sir. No, that is a restricted area. It's like nobody can be within 10 miles. For your safety. It's like, look, lady, I'll worry about my safety. What do you think? A fucking rotor blade's going to come off and chop my fucking head off? That's why I'm going down here. To see if there's some other property I can sit on where I don't need to kiss their ass and get kicked out of there after showing up at 6 o'clock in the morning. This is why I'm doing it. I'm doing my diligence. I could just see getting there. All of a sudden I'm videotaping. Sir, I'm going to have to leave. It's like, why? It's like, this is a restricted area for your safety. One of these helicopters could crash. And now, a lot of places, this is part of it. I'm not saying that's happening here. They don't want you recording some fuck up. Some high school dropout waving a, $39 million helicopter, and all of a sudden he shears 2 light poles off because this guy didn't see him. They don't want stuff recorded. So I don't really know. Look, it's their event. They don't need to sell me on why they don't want me there. I get it. I've had it happen both ways. There was a big field, commercial property in Detroit. It wasn't posted, which means you can go on there. But I thought, I'm going to call these owners. It's like, hey, I'm a photographer. Would you like me to take some better pictures and some better video of your property? And upload it. Sometimes I park on your property and I take pictures of it. It's like, no, be glad. And then I got around to saying, hey, is it okay if I take some video, other days other than when I do this for you? It's like, yeah, sure. If you have any problem, give us a call. So I was all set, cleared. So I'm out there, and you had to drive back. It looked kind of weird, and all of a sudden, here comes fucking 3 cop cars. Airport police, 2 of them. It's like, hi, can I ask you what you're doing? Now, I said, yeah, I'm taking some video. I like planes and stuff. I told them my YouTube channel. It's like, well, do you have permission to be on this property? Well, I didn't. That's none of their business. Because it's not posted. I said, as a matter of fact, I do. It's like, well, who gave it to you? They're being like fucking jack-offs now. It's like the people that are owning it and representing it as real estate. So I gave them the phone number. And you could tell, they wanted to tell me to get the fuck off of there so bad. But they really couldn't because I had permission. Even though I really didn't need it. So, you see what I mean? This is like an issue places. The world's nuts. If I was the director of security or the head of an airport police department, I probably wouldn't want guys like me out there now. Because it's much easier to look out the control tower window and see nothing and realizing that there's no potential threat. But when you got 10 guys up there, I don't blame them for doing it. When you got 10 guys up there with cameras, you would think that a public parking spot that you paid for, that you'd be in the clear. But I've researched this shit, and they can tell you to get the fuck out of there. Yeah. Trains are even worse. That's what I like about out west. Highway 2 coming out of Duluth, cutting up the top of the United States and going west all the way to Kalispell, Montana. There's fucking you can see, it's big sky country. You can see the whole train, beginning and the end, all the time, all over. It looks like giant centipedes. It's fantastic. You can pull over. They can be making up trains. They don't give a fuck. You don't see any no trespassing signs anywhere. Rail engineers waving to you like the good old days. Here's a guy that likes trains. But all this other bullshit. There's a guy in Detroit. I got a drone, but I really don't like drones, to be honest with you. I don't know why. It's just boring. And he was doing these freighter videos where the freighters came up the Detroit River between Windsor, Ontario, which is to the south, and Belle Isle. And there's all sorts of gray areas. And we were talking back and forth in email, and I said, man, they will hang you by your fucking ass if they can ever connect you to those videos. Because there's all this weird shit connected to international infrastructure in proximity to, they've got these trade zones, they call them. I took the Detroit News, a journalist and a photographer. You can Google it, where Mother Nature's meets Zug Island, Z-U-G Island. It was about 6 or 7 years ago. I took him in a boat. I wanted to go with me to like check out all these industrial places around River Rouge. So we're over near what used to be the old Ford Motor Company Rouge plant. Now it's some other company owns it. And all of a sudden, all these security guard guys come out, light, siren. It's on video. Lights on, bullhorns, immediately pull the boat over. And they're like trying to grab the boat. Like we were close to shore, telling us to get the fuck out of there. They were calling the Coast Guard. This is illegal. Delete your SD cards. So because I had these Detroit news guys with me, I didn't want to get them in trouble. And I knew that as long as I wasn't on their property, they couldn't do fucking shit. Now, once again, though, you can get into this trade zone barrier fucking bullshit, which, you know, basically they dream up whatever they want to charge you with. So I said to the Detroit News guys, what do you guys want to do? It's like, it's up to you, man. We're just passengers. It's like, well, it's up to me. Fuck them. I'm not going in. And just as I'm trying to get out of there, I get stuck in the fucking mud. I'm not shitting you. So I finally, they're trying to like reach to grab the boat, the motherfuckers. So I finally get off this like shallow area, start the fucking engine, and get out of there. And nothing ever came of it. But it just goes to show you, when you're doing stuff like this anymore, it's not like the old days. It's, you know, I get it, man. The world's a fucking scary place, you know, and there's no way to, it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse. I mean, look at that bullshit that happened to me. Me with that Amish bullshit. That wasn't even me. That fucking dispatcher is the one that caused that whole thing. There's some guy in a Jeep. He's running around fucking stalking these goddamn poor Amish girls, hiding behind trees and shit, and scaring them. Well, when she made that phone call, the lady didn't know the difference between me and that guy. And when she had the conversation with that dispatcher, he said, well, do you want this guy trespassed? Well, she didn't know one from the other. She didn't know that I wasn't that guy. And as soon as he brought that up, she said, well, what's that mean? It's like, well, you can have him not come back to the business. It's like, yeah, I want that. So I'm fucking kicked out of the place. Once you're trespassed, that means that you can't go back there. If you do go back there, you're going to get charged with trespassing. I didn't do a fucking thing. That wasn't me doing that weird shit. Yeah, I was taking pictures of Amish, but I had already interviewed that guy and found out the protocol. And it wasn't like I was, if there was a picture of girls in an Amish thing, they were, you know, a long ways away, in a buggy, some shit like that. I didn't drive around thinking, oh, I'd like 10 pictures of young Amish girls. It wasn't like I was keeping stuff that I wasn't uploading and putting in videos. But the sheriff pulled me over and said, hey, you can't go back in there anymore. It's like, why? He said, well, they just, you know, said you're taking pictures of young girls. No, I'm not. I mean, if in the course of, like, photography, by the way, I talked to the guy that owns this place before, and he didn't have a problem with it. You know, that guy never returned my phone call. Neither did the manager of that
dairy place. So that just goes to show you what can happen to you. Now, if it had been two separate instances, me and that other coop, and he sells calendars and shit, Amish people, and you can see by what the photos he sells, that's who was doing that scary shit, not me. But the cat was already out of the bag. I was lumped into that story, like it or not. And it's up to them. They don't need a reason why they don't want me there. And if you notice, I never went back. I never went back. Fuck it. Why would I go back there? I mean, I did everything I could to, verify that I was doing the right thing. Talked to Amish, interviewed a guy. Didn't matter. So, that can happen. I've had it happen in Detroit before. He's sitting there doing the cop come up. It's like, hey, can I ask you what you're doing? It's like, yeah, I'm video and taking pictures. You said, well, what? It's like, just public stuff, traffic. And I was going to Canada one time, over near Waterton, the Canadian side of Glacier National Park. And I was up there like December, which is like, you only have access to about 4 or 5 miles of Glacier National Park, because there's 50 feet of snow. But it was better than nothing, and there are plenty of beautiful places to do winter photography other than inside the park. Nobody's back there in the winter. And you need a fucking helicopter. So I'm going up there, I go in there, I pull in there, it's like it's this Canadian fucker. And he says, I show him my ID. He said, where are you going? It's like, I'm just going to do some photography. I show him my cameras and stuff like that. He says, can I ask you something? It's like, here we go. It's like, yeah. He said, don't you think it's a little odd that someone would come all the way from Chicago in the middle of winter to photograph 4 miles of a park that's closed? I didn't drive all the way from Chicago to Calgary before I even got here. But as long as I'm here, I know it's only 4 miles. I'd like to take. It's like, you know what, you guys? Hey, fuck you guys. I won't go in then. I've explained to you what I've done. I've shown you my camera equipment. I got a GPS-enabled phone. I'm a private detective for a living. Here's my license. No warrants, no wants. Fuck it. I don't want to go into a country where they treat people like this. And they're kind of like talking. I said, as a matter of fact, go get your supervisor. So they go get like a supervisor of the supervisor. And it's like, hey, I came over here, I wanted to go over to water to take some pictures. These guys have done nothing to be rude and hassle me. I've showed them everything. They can search my car. Here's all my stuff. I want to just make a U-turn and not go here. I don't want to go here anymore. I don't want to go into Canada. I'll just go back to the United States where they have some manners. So they kind of like stand around there for a little bit. It's like, oh, okay. So I went back. Fuck it, man. I can only take so much of this shit. I'm not going to just sit there and let some paranoid troublemaker insult me on just a trip when I complied with everything they asked me. Fuck that. So believe me, I've had my brushes with this protocol at these different places, even when there's nothing inherently wrong with it. They just don't want you there. Hey, and blew one on that Uber and cab, so where am I supposed to park then, if I did have to do that? Where am I supposed to park then? I'm gonna find a place today, no matter what. Sorry about the buffering. You'd think with a good cell phone and a new phone, you'd get better service close to a big city like Atlanta. Georgia on my mind. You know, another bad thing about this van, it's got a huge front windshield. And it's got a light tan dash, which reflects light like crazy. I mean, it sucks videotaping when the sun's this high in the sky. There's just so much glare, and there's nothing you can do about it. I'm thinking about maybe getting a dash cover that's black or something, see if that'll help. I don't really record that much with the GoPro while I'm driving, but I got it set up today. Georgia? Can't see the screen that good. What's weird on this phone and the one I had before, I never used to have that happen. I used to be able to have two screens open, unless it was broiling outside. And on the last phone and this phone too, it'll shut down one screen, which is the GPS screen. Now I still have the audio, but I don't know why that's like that. Because it's not, I don't know why it does that, whether that's a Verizon thing, they don't want you using double the bandwidth, and they time it because it's always about the same time. It's unrelated to heat. Georgia on my mind, Georgia peaches, Georgia peaches on my mind. Watching helicopters land is not a crime. Hey, little Lou, how you doing? How you feeling today? Helicopters. I love helicopters, watching them. Man, I wish they would have had video around back in the early 80s. Man, I would have had so much more cool shit from flying and skydiving and kickboxing and trips I took and hitchhiking and riding trains. I rode freight trains all the way down to Mexico. Big, huge hitchhiking trips out to Seattle. So great. All between the ears. I would have had like 40 more years of really good content. I mean, I think it would have been. I would have liked to have recorded it. Georgia on my mind. Come on over here, little Lou. I'll put a smile on your face. You won't want to go back. You'll be having too much damn fun.
You'll be emailing your girlfriend saying, I cannot believe these feelings I'm having. I feel like a kid at Christmas 24/7. Yeah, I have. I wish I could have recorded more of it, though. I'll tell you that. Like I was saying earlier, memories are great, but the past that's exactly what it is. It's nothing like looking to the future thinking I'm going to be doing a bunch more of that shit. Time's running out. You don't live forever. You know, one good, I don't want to say this is a good thing, but you know, the way the world's so fucked up now, this crazy shit, is I'm not really dreading it like I would if the world was good. I mean, it's, you know what I mean? It's like, it's like these fucking balloons were getting on my nerves. You know, every time I turn on the TV, it's this shooting at Michigan State. I try not to watch this stuff. You know, and now these fucking balloons flying all over. I think that balloon, the one they shot down over Lake Huron, man, I think that was just, you know, I'm getting to where I don't trust the government, and I was never like that. I think that was just somebody's fucking bullshit private balloon. I mean, if you follow that, you know, they don't have any parts off it. The fucking thing was small. They couldn't even identify it. I think it was just somebody fucking around with a balloon. It looked just like one of those balloons that I watched on a special of the BBC when they were down in the Antarctica and they launched a weather balloon. It looked just like that, minus the shit hanging off the bottom of it. Yeah, I want to do some really fun shit though, man. I want to walk on the wild side. I thought about getting back into flying, but I did so much of that for so long, it just kind of bores me now. Plus, it's like so expensive flying. And it's so regulated, it's 1,000 times worse. Now, if I did 1% of the stuff I used to do, I would be like prosecuted. Buzzing houses, beaches, freighters. Fuck. That shit would be on CNN. I mean, I wasn't the only guy. Lots of guys did it. Buzzing was like everybody did it back in the day. You know, unless you're going to be an airline pilot or something, and you couldn't have that on your record if they did decide to pursue it. I used to buzz my in-laws' place, man. It was so great. It was perfect. I'd come around from the front side. They'd come running out, waving. It's like the old days. I see these cottonwoods are blooming. But getting old sucks, that's for sure. I want someone to write a book on how you can like be in your later years and you can like, I need an instruction manual on how to feel that fun young again, because I can't find it on my own. It's like a discipline to have fun rather than just coming your way when you were young. Yeah, it was so fun. Now, you know, back in the day when you would buzz a place, you've got a transponder, which lets them know where you're at, how high you are, all that fucking shit. That's where they nailed that Martha Lundstrom, that journalist for Flying Magazine. She got all her licenses revoked for flying under that bridge near Cincinnati. And that's what you would do. You would turn off your transponder. Yeah, of course. You didn't want it showing up on some controller's radar that you were fucking 50 feet above a house. So you turn it off, buzz it, get back up to altitude and turn it back on. And it's funny because back in the day, it's like if they say they got a complaint, they decide to pursue it, well, they're not going to be able to show you any proof of the transponder being off. They just didn't fuck with it. Well, on this Martha Lundstrom, who got her license taken away, she got fired from flying as well. That's what they hung their hat on, turning that transponder off. And she said it was intermittent and not working. They got a fucking subpoena and pulled that damn transponder out of her airplane. They had video cameras set up because they were graffiti and happened to get her flying under the bridge, or no one would have ever known about it. And once they saw that transponder had been turned off before she flew under the bridge and turned on again when she got on the other side, that's what they hung their hat on. Bench tested it and found that there was no problem. Fuck, man. So now, basically, you get a small plane, you get in the damn thing, you take off. I used to fly over Tiger Stadium, circle it. People would wave. They'd kill you for that now. University of Michigan. No, even you notice with blimps and shit, they're not right over the stadium like they used to be. It's so regulated. Bad idea, probably not. But you're not doing any of those barnstorming days are over. Flying along the beach. Fuck, I used to go up and get Saginaw Bay, get above the water like 15, 20 feet, trim it up in case you got distracted and go up, not down, and just fly along the beach the whole way up to Taos. And then I'd cut straight west and go to West Branch, buzz my sister's house, they'd come running out, drive to the airport, pick me up. So damn fun. I would probably go to jail for that now. $100,000 fine, something like that. Yeah, but flying close to boats, man, everybody did it back in the day. It's not like it was, you were gonna kill somebody or something. It was just, you get down, wow, fly right over them. Those days are over. So now if I got in a plane, I'd go down to Greensboro. I'd get in some little weed whacker, start it up, all this bullshit. It's heavily controlled airspace as you go this way, west Atlanta. I wouldn't even go this way. I bet they don't want a small plane anywhere near Hartsfield most of the time. They want to vector you around it. And then you'd be here and you'd be up at 3,000 feet. Just looking at bullshit, no place to go, and then coming back and landing. What fun's that? And there used to be a lot of little restaurants you could land to. Some were farmers' fields. Wazzy in Ohio was one. Just land in a farmer's field. He was cool with it. That's why he set it up like that. Go in, cute waitresses, take them for rides on their day off. Fucking great. That place went to hell too. Exit 3 was a fantastic place to go. Homemade pies, just cute young country farm girls working there. Big 44 double Ds bulging out of the top of their waitress outfit. Sweet, like valedictorian type. Asked them for a plane ride on their day off. Yeah, no problem. Come down there, take them for rides. It was so damn fun. They'd be taking pictures. It's just the good old days. That guy ended up fucking that up. He was just Mike Kreutzer was his name. Dad was a good guy, hard worker. The son was just kind of a fuck up. Ended up getting on cocaine and getting caught. I think he blew his heart out. He died here about 5 years ago. Mike, he was a nice guy, good guy, but just, a typical deal where a business is given to you, fuck the whole thing up. That place was a gold mine. I'll bet they were doing $2 million a year 30 years ago. It was constantly busy, a line, a truck stop right next door, great food, and then it just slowly went downhill. Exit 3. Smith's Restaurant, you can look it up. Oh, so they crashed it, huh? Okay, yeah, anytime you're fucking around like that, there's risk. It's like popping a wheelie on a motorcycle, squealing your tires. What are you supposed to do? Just run around and be gay? I was just a normal, young, high testosterone male. There wasn't any Bible sliding from underneath the seat when I was flying. You know, motorcycles too. I had a Kawasaki 500, 750, 900, and 1000. They hauled fucking ass. Take girls for a ride, get up to like 125, slow down, maybe laughing, screaming. Man, I look at that shit now. I wish I could just have 1% of that fun. Well, the traffic's picking up. See, this is Sunday traffic, which is supposed to be light. Looking at the road is a great way to stay on it. That's what that sign said. And here's the Atlanta I remember. Slowing down traffic. That idiot. This bypass, it works sometimes. I think I would take it here if I was going north.
But if I was coming from the south, Salty Girl asked me about that. I would just go through Atlanta. This is too far out of the way. It just doesn't make sense to come up 75 and then go east. You'd just be better off roll the dice, pick a time. Now it's good to the south too if you're coming this way to go to the airport. The traffic here is a bitch. This highway is packed in the morning. Good news is no buffering down here.
In half a mile, keep left to stay on I-20 West. Keep left to stay on I-20 West. In a quarter mile, keep left to stay on I-20 West. Keep left to stay on I-20 West, then take exit 56B. Take exit 56B. Continue for half a mile.
Can't believe I'm here already.
In a quarter mile, use the right two lanes to turn right onto Ted Turner Drive Southwest.
Ted Turner Drive.
Use the right two lanes to turn right onto Ted Turner Drive Southwest.
Ted Turner Drive.
In half a mile, turn left onto Mitchell Street Southwest.
I'm surprised I got here this soon.
Turn left onto Mitchell Street Southwest.
Well, this isn't looking that good so far.
In a quarter mile, turn right onto Northside Drive Southwest.
I don't think I went the right way. Didn't see Northside Drive.
Take the next right onto Northside Drive Southwest.
That's farther than a quarter mile. Though.
Continue on Northside Drive Southwest for half a mile.
So here is this place. Looks like they got a cheerleading thing down here.
In 800 feet, turn left onto Joseph E. Boone Boulevard Northwest. Turn left onto Joseph E. Boone Boulevard Northwest, then your destination will be on the right.
Here's this BP I was talking about. Looks like he's already parking people. Turn. Yeah, look at that. That guy's parking tons of people.
Your destination is on the right.
Let me look here at this thing now. Hey Mark, how you doing? Yeah, you're right about this. As far as parking. Yeah, see, they're parking places down here. How you doing?
Parking.
Nah, next week.
Next week I'll be here same time.
Hey, on that, you know when they had that helicopter convention?
Is it the 23rd?
No, it's the helicopters come in the 3rd and the 4th. So I came down here to figure out where I was going to park
Yeah.
a dry run.
Uh-huh.
Do you know where that lot M is?
Light in what color? I just know.
Blue.
Oh, it's down that way.
It is.
Right hand side.
But if I come up here during the week when there's not an event, where will I be able to park around here?
You can park over there. You can park in whatever lot you got for free. Anytime. You got the parking pass?
No,
You don't have the pass?
no.
Well, you can come over here, boss. We own these establishments. I got you. Just come holler at me.
Even during the week.
Yeah.
And
I'm
how-
here all week, boss.
How far away walk would it be to here to
Oh,
that?
it's right across the street.
All right,
Right
thank
across-
you. Thank you. I'll do that. Thank you.
too.
Yeah, see the BP, ton of people parking there. Excuse me. I'm going to go back to that BP, talk to them. This isn't anywhere near as bad as I thought it'd be. I can't believe how quick I got down here. Hey man, hey, I want to come up here the 3rd and the 4th. They got a helicopter convention.
Okay, come on.
Can I pay to park here?
Yeah, man, come on.
Like the 3rd and the 4th?
Yeah, come on.
How much is it?
I can't wait gonna be that, but it ain't gonna be more than 30. You hear me?
All right, but I will be able to park here.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
got you.
I drove down here just to check on
Hey,
that.
man, come on, get it. Come on. I want to see that too.
All
That's
right.
the next one.
All right, I'll be back.
All right.
3rd and the 4th.
Eddie,
So Friday and Saturday.
Oh, Friday and Saturday. I
Yep.
got you.
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah, exactly what I wanted. Be kicking it now. It'd be kicking it. This is a good move. This worked out good. This is called Vine City. They'd be kicking it, know what I'm saying? Hey, how you doing, Cujo? Yeah, it's down here checking out parking. I got a helicopter thing coming up. Yeah, everybody's super friendly down here. I'm gonna ask this guy up here too. Hey, you got parking? Hey, I want to ask you. I'm coming up here the 3rd and the 4th, which is a Friday and Saturday of March. Will I be able to park here? Yeah. Well, not really. The event starts the following Monday, the helicopter, and I want to get here to record the helicopters as they bring in to pull in the building. So it really, the event will have not started yet. I did? Yeah. 505 Jones? You got it now? Yeah, you got it now? All right. Thanks. Yeah. Okay. All right. That guy walking? Okay, thanks. I'm gonna pull over here. No, nope. I just made a dry run because I could tell on the maps parking was not easy.
Right. Goddamn.
So I met this lady. They've had this property in their family for 100 years. She wants me to do a video and uploaded it to YouTube for her. Thank you. Thanks a lot, man, for lining that up. Yeah, I will be calling you. Well, this is a great day. My parking's all lined up.
All right. Thank you. Have a good day. Yeah, thank you, Paul. Yep, that's right. Yep. Yeah, I hope I don't either. Yeah, this checks off all the boxes. Yep. I didn't bring Daisy today. I didn't because Marty was going to be home around 2:30. And when I'm down here, you know, part of the reason is I didn't know how far I was going to have to walk away from the car. I have to leave the windows down. You know, it's just people do weird shit, let dogs out. And then I think, what if I get in an accident down here? Now this stupid AAA, they don't want you to have a pet. So, you know what I mean? It just does not make sense to bring Daisy. So I don't. And I know she wanted to go, but what are you going to do? It's a hard thing to do. No, I didn't, because all of that fly-in area is basically just an empty lot, which is the blue lot. These people are the sweetest, nicest people ever. Actually, I interviewed her. I don't know if you could see me down there. I'm going to upload a video. She's a reverend. And I think I'm going to go down to Hartsfield Airport, take a look, and party. Nah, I didn't go to the fly-in because I know where it is, and it's just an empty field, you know, without the event going on. He said they've landed helicopters here before, which is true. 2019 they had the show here. So I got their phone numbers. I'm going to be able to call them. I'm going to be able to come down here, park. And that's one big, huge worry out of the way. No Uber, none of this bullshit. Oh, yeah, what a sweet lady, man. They're all just so nice. I'll tell you, I've mentioned this all the time. I experience this all the time in Georgia here. This Southern hospitality is something else. I'm bragging about this Southern hospitality.
Oh, yeah, man.
What's the deal with that, man? You know, I'm from Detroit.
I don't know, but I've been working this parking lot forever, right?
Yeah.
I really found out how many good people it is in this world.
There are.
Of all different colors.
Yeah.
And I came up with this. I tell most everybody this, and I tell you this, and I mean it too. I'm shooting for world peace in my lifetime. Can we start right here?
Yeah, no problem, man.
And I promise you, I never take you for granted, never stab you in the back.
No, I know it.
I got your back for the rest of my life, right?
Yeah.
So I'm shooting for world peace. Now, there's a good chance I may not get it, but if we just get inner peace, right?
Yeah.
Then you'll be cool. That's plenty enough for me.
Me too.
Plenty enough for me, my brother.
Have a good day. Everybody is like that down here, everywhere I go. This is crazy, isn't it? I mean, I hate to say it, but it's just so different. It's so different than Detroit. It's ridiculous. I mean, everybody like it's that I've met, it's always like this wherever I go. I do the videos, Paula. YouTube doesn't really, YouTube really doesn't, they don't really want videos like that anymore. They do everything they can to knock me out of the park now, which I don't really care about. I don't even monetize my videos anymore. Because once you do that, you're putting your head on the chopping block. They don't want me asking any questions about drugs, even though I don't promote drugs or glorify it. Because they say the videos aren't educational enough. So I'm just tired of dealing with them. I'm going to upload my videos just like I did before I ever made a penny. And move on. Yep. Now what I think I'm going to do now, I'm going to sign off here for a second and sign right back on because I want to put in my GPS how to get to the airport. And I'm not really sure how to do that. So I'll be back on in like 2 minutes. I'll sign back on. I got to put that in my GPS. If I minimize it, it's going to cut it off anyway. I can try, but if it goes off, I'll be right back on. Yeah, see, there's really no way I can do it. Excuse me. Oh, thank you, Paula. Yeah, they're hard. They're weird people, man. I'm telling you. It's been great. I wouldn't be talking to you and a lot of other people I've made friends with. It's not all bad, but it's not like it used to be. They used to promote me, but they don't anymore. If there's a way to shove it to me, they'll do it.
All right, man. Incredible friend.
Have a good day. Thank you.
Oh, you too now.
I'll be right back.